So is it true that you only do, like as far as the workout goes, you only do push-ups, 2,222, right?
So I do 2,222 push-ups.
Every day?
Every day, except for Saturday and Sunday. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I meditate. That's my secret, I have to meditate. Wow. And I learned my style of meditating for my push-ups because my push-ups are for a reason and a cause, not a workout. I tell people push-ups are not my workout. It takes me an hour, 15 minutes. After that, I go with my day. My day is a very long day. I'm on the road 25 days out of the month. Wow. Sometimes I get to go to the gym, sometimes I don't. I'm here in LA, now I want to go to the gym and now I want to get in shape. I'm not in shape right this moment. But when I get in shape, they'll know Chef Russ is in shape. But
so the push-up is not for workout?
No, that's not my workout.
So this is for, there's a meaning behind it, right?
There's a meaning. 2,222 is 22 a day. 22 vets commit suicide a day. I caveat with the 2,222, not only because of the vets, not only the military, but because of the spouses and also the kids, and also anyone else that may be having a problem. Mental health is huge in this country right now, not only this country, every country. So it's a meaning behind all that.
So what do you think people, like, I mean, obviously, you're doing a lot on your end as far as prevention of the suicides, right? But what can a government do? I mean, obviously, it's a big issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
no,
can be done?
It's a huge issue. Speaking of it, it's over 42,000 nonprofits in this country today, and they're growing each and every day. And everyone thinks they know how to save the world, want to save the world, and that's fine if they can come together, you know, and kind of focus on some things and not turn it to themselves, right? Or lose their focus, so to speak. We just need to be more attentive to each other. I think not only the government, it's us. We are the foundation. It starts with us in the household, as men, as women, as leaders, as caretakers, as providers, as bosses, as anything. The thing about it is people don't understand is that you are that person. You don't go looking for the government to fix it. We need to fix it ourselves first. And then the government can caveat from it. Because once they start taking those taxes and doing this and that, you're gonna complain about it. Let's bring it down ourselves first and then work it from there. Now, don't get me wrong, the government does hold responsibility, as they should, of course, you know, but they should also vet a lot. They should vet a lot better as far as, you know, throwing out money, so to speak. So it's a lot of money that's given, a lot of money giving with very few results.
Interesting. Have you yourself battled depression or post-traumatic stress at all?
Yeah, I have. And I'll say that now easily. You asked me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you would not have heard me say anything like that. Which I don't think I ever said on camera, but I was actually I was in an inpatient facility for 6 months. I was in another one for another 6 months. I was in an outpatient facility for a year. Wow. And it was terrible. And I was very, very disgruntled, and I was a lot bigger, and they were very, I wouldn't say the word intimidated, but they kept me pretty sedated. Depression.
They thought you were aggressive?
Well, was I aggressive?
They thought you were aggressive?
Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody thinks I'm aggressive. I walk up to you and say, hi, whoa, stop. It's just the nature of the beast. It's first impressions. It is what it is. I mean, especially if you have a background in the military. I mean, cooking is my hobby. It's not my military service. My service is to go to war, to do what I have to do, to protect, to serve, which I have in Iraq, Afghanistan, 9/11, Pentagon. Anytime I need to, cooking is the backburner. I'm just really good with knives, but I'm also good with a weapon.
So I assume, right, that because of your posture, because of your size, people might think that you would never battle, you know, a mental condition or depression of some sort, right? Because people think, well, he's, you know, he looks like he's a tough guy, you know what I'm saying? And that can be a big mistake.
No, that's it. But unfortunately, a lot of guys that are like me in the military or even in general, and I say the military, but the military is my foundation, but I'm talking about everyone. Being big guys, if you go over and you saying, hey, I need help, people are gonna look at you and laugh at you. Now, trust me, don't get me wrong when I say this. If it was a kid that went over and was crying about something, you're gonna pacify them. Me go over and start crying about something, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Right? But if I get out and I tell people it's okay to be vulnerable, that look like me, that's big like me, the first time I went into a therapy session, I walked out with my head down. I walked past another guy, going to the elevator. He looked at me and looked at him. I knew he was going because it's the only place to go. Got in the elevator, he turns around, runs back to me. He looks at me and he said, brother, If you're here, I know I need to be here. We hugged, you know, that's that embrace, that's that brotherhood that we all should have. Since then, I never looked down again. And I should have looked down then, but it's just a stigma. Sometimes you just think you're so tough all the time, every time. So with people, so the deal is about it is that I feed off of positivity, 100%. I feed off of negativity 1,000 times more, because there's always going to be more negative in the world than positive. Always. And people don't understand that, well, I just want to surround myself with positive people. It's not going to happen. You're not going to surround yourself 24/7 with positive. You're going to go outside. You're going to have to go to the store. Somebody's going to bunk at you or cut you out, or they're going to do something. And you're going to lose it.
Right. So how did you finally, what was the one thing, or was it a combination of things that actually made you get over the depression?
A combination of things. Family, life, myself. I was on. Oh my God, it's another whole subject. I was on probably the worst thing I could possibly do, and the best thing I could possibly do is I was probably on about 50 different medications at one time, and I'm talking about the kind that you would possibly think of.
Were they helpful, you think, or hurtful?
To each his own. For me, because I know my body, I know intact, I felt like a mummy, a zombie. I felt like
that's what I keep hearing,
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't controlling myself. And one day, out of the blue, I went on my bed, I put all my medication on my bed, and I threw them all away. Worst thing you possibly do, because I'm taking, 50 plus pills or whatever, but you have to wean them off of them. And I didn't do that. And for the next 3-4 months, I suffered. After I suffered, there was a cloud that kind of lifted, right? And it was like, okay, some clarity. Now it's like, okay, now it's time to get to work. Now I felt what everybody else was saying. Now I need to be that person to advocate and say, okay, here's what we do. Even with my cooking, I did Cooking and Cope, where I got guys with PTSD or depression or whatever, and I taught them how to cook and take their families, their kids, and start cooking together. And it just brought a whole different perspective to that holistic type of medication.
That's very interesting. So what do you think is your purpose? I mean, obviously you work with a lot of different organizations now. You're involved in so many different things with the fitness industry, outside of the fitness industry, but what is the purpose of Chef Rusher thing? Why do you think you were discovered by the social media, and what do you think is kind of like your big purpose in the world?
Wow, that's a great question. My purpose is, I thought about that a lot. And I'm serving my purpose. My purpose is to give back. My purpose is to show so many different things. Don't get me wrong, to each his own. I've never been an I person. It's never been just about me. It's about us, we. I'm a support system. So kids are my foundation. I love kids, point blank. They are the future. And then I take it to the spouses, which are the females, the ladies in this world, because they're gonna have it harder always, all the time. No matter what position they hold, it's just that way. I wanna show people in the health and fitness industry, in the military, from cooking, I have a lot of different lanes, which I'm extremely grateful for and blessed for. And with those lanes, I utilize all of them. Since I've been here, since Saturday I moved in here, I've gotten 5 calls already to go to Texas for the shootings, to go talk to the kids, to go help dogs, you know what I mean? And it's incredible that so many people will look at me, and I'm so honored and humbled, be like, wow, these people really want me to come and talk to these kids, or want me to go represent these for this, or talk to the Doctors Association with all these doctors who, of course, are smarter than me, but they love my message and love what I stand for and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. To see that mindset of a person that can just give their all. So, yeah, that's why I'm here.